Hey everyone, I'm FM Greeno and welcome along to episode 15 of the Mighty Magyars. So, the big day has arrived, we are at the World Cup, we have made it out to Qatar and it's our first game today against Senegal. You'd think on paper that might sound a fairly even matchup, but apparently Senegal are ranked in the top 10 in the world. So I'm expecting a very tough match today. We're also going to bring you our second group game in today's episode, which is against Brazil, who are ranked second in the world. So no easy games here for us today. Form in the build-up to the tournament has been decent, though. We've kind of got over that horrible 4-0 defeat we had to Italy in the last Nations League game. We drew 0-0 in a friendly with South Korea, a game we probably should have won, to be honest. We had the better of the chances. And followed that up with a 3-0 win against Ecuador. Now, obviously, Ecuador aren't of the quality of the two sides we're going to be meeting today, but it's a good confidence-boosting win. Anyway, let's get through and have a look at the squad we have for this World Cup tournament. So we've gone with a real mix of experience and a couple of youngsters here. We have had to say goodbye to a few of the more established players in the team. Zudzak has not made it to the tournament. Adam Saloy has not made it to the tournament. But we do still have a good mix of players. Let's take a look at the goalkeepers first. So, of course, we have Peter Gulaci in goal. He's by far our best goalkeeper. He's 32 now, so we do need to start thinking about the future, perhaps. But I would imagine he's got another 2, possibly 4 years as our first choice goalkeeper. As backup to him, we have Denis Dibus, who is contracted to Fradi in Hungary. Again, similar age, so even when Gulaci drops off, he's not going to be the guy to replace him. We brought a youngster in just for experience in the squad, Gergelia Hudwagner. I don't think he's going to be the future goalkeeper, really, but he's about the best of the youngsters currently, in terms of current ability anyway. He doesn't have as much potential as some of the other youngsters, though. So that's our 3 goalkeeping options. We take a look at the full-backs. We start with left-back. Sylvester Hanga is going to be our first choice. Solid, if unspectacular, but I think he does a good job for us. Kadar is his backup. He's a little bit old again. He can play centre-half if needs be too. He's a decent option. Right back, we have Loic Nego, 31 years old. He is by far our best right back. Plays the wing-back position that I prefer. Can play further up the park if we need him to. Back up to him is Barnabas Besche, who has moved from Le Havre to Leuven in Belgium. Again, solid if unspectacular. Centre-halves, Willy Orban is the best of ours by some margin. He's 30 years old now, so another 2 to 4 years in him, I would say. Kechkesh is the player who will be playing alongside him. He's 26 years old, plays for Lugano over in Italy. I think that's in Italy anyway, could be Switzerland, who knows. But he's a decent player. Back up to them, Adam Long. Not great, but he does a job. And Attila Saloy, who has a head that's seems to be the wrong way up. Much wider at the bottom than it is at the top. And a perfect 80s flat top haircut. Love it. Okay, into the midfield. A new boy you've not seen before. Vincent Onovo, or Vincent, I suppose he probably is. He's a Nigerian lad who has been playing in Hungary long enough to have been naturalised. So, called him up for the friendlies, and he's got himself a place in the team. He's going to be playing in defensive midfield, which frees Adam Nodj to move up into central midfield. I think he's probably our best box-to-box midfielder. So, but of course, you know, should there be any problem with Onovo, he'll drop back into that defensive midfield role we've been using him in. Of course, the main man, Sobosloy. The good thing about moving Adam Nodj up into the box-to-box role is this frees him up to play a Metsala role, so he's going to be able to get around the pitch a bit more, which I quite like. Back up to them, we all know about the Ginger Wizard, Zolt Kalmar. He's been in the team a lot in the build-up to the World Cup, probably a bit disappointed to only make the bench today. And this lad, who says he's 22, but I think that's a mistake, he looks about 12, Sabolch Metsai. Back up, bit of potential, whether he's going to be in the squad going forwards remains to be seen. Look out into the wide areas. Roland Sholoy. He's going to be playing on as an inverted winger on the left. Laszlo Kleinheisler, inverted winger on the right. He's a very versatile player. Plays anywhere in any of the midfield or striking positions. Back up. Unfortunately, this lad is injured and is probably going to miss all of the group games. He's only just come into the squad recently, Kevin Chobot. I think he's a good little player. I think he'll do well for us going forwards as well. He's got a few gaps in his technicals, but for the role that we want to play him, I think he looks all right. We do also have Tamas Kish, who you remember scored in his debut against Germany. He's a decent option to come from the bench on the left side. Daniel Shaloy. We can use him either as an inverted winger on the left or as a striker. Talking of strikers, we're going to play Sabot Schön. Now, this isn't really his natural position to be a striker, but seeing as we like to play with an advanced forward, he's got some attributes that really seem to work. I think he's got decent pace and acceleration, dribbling, first touch, off the ball. There are gaps, but I think he's the best of the bunch we've got who can play in that role right now. And of course, the old man of the squad who can come off the bench if we need a goal, Nemanja Likolic. He can't run anymore. He's got pace of 8, acceleration of 9, but look at some of these stats. Finishing 16, anticipation 18, concentration 16, determination 18, off the ball 17, teamwork 16. So if we need someone, like I say, with 20 minutes to go, we need to pinch a goal. He could be the man for us. Anyway, let's get through to the game and see how we do against Senegal. So here we are in Qatar, full stadium, as you'd expect. And the World Cup campaign is underway. I'm not really expecting a great deal out of us in this tournament. Like I said, we are considered the weakest of the teams in the group, but it would be nice to get some points on the board along the way, do a little bit better than we did in the Euros last time out. We're starting here with a highlight for us by the looks of it. There's a Novo on the ball. Ketchkesh. Finds Shaloy. Back to Onovo. Sobosloy there. Here's Shaloy. Great goal. What a hit. And he's a great option to have in that inverted winger role on the left-hand side because he is ostensibly a striker, I think, really. So when he gets in those kind of positions, he really does have the ability to unleash a decent shot. And of course, if he's coming in at the back post when the ball is on the other flank, he's a very, very good option because effectively he becomes a sort of centre forward in that position. So really happy with that. We are playing our 4-3-3 formation. But what I have done is kind of knocked it back a little bit. So I've put the defensive line back a little bit. I've put the pressing back a little bit. Just because I thought Senegal probably have got quite a lot of pace in their team. So I just wanted to give us a little bit more solidity in the side, but without really compromising too much on our attacking abilities. Unfortunately, we've given the ball away here. Can we get a challenge in? No need. Gulaci makes a very simple save. So with 35 minutes on the clock, things are going pretty well. Nego is moaning about having had a knock, but he seems to be all right for now. So free kick here. That's gone wide. Gulaci saw it wide all the way, didn't even move. And so while Senegal probably had the more chances, it's us that take the lead. And we are 1-0 up at half-time. I think we can praise the boys for that. But let's also tell them about not getting complacent, I think is probably a better option. Don't think the job is done. That's motivated them. So let's get them back out for the second half. I'm going to keep an eye on Nego, see how his condition lasts. We do have Bechet on the bench, of course, who can come on. Shaloy, the goal scorer, is on a yellow card, so that's something to be aware of too. Pretty uneventful here in the second half, though. Don't mind that one little bit. Okay, I think it is... Well, let's wait this highlight out, and then we are going to take Nego off, I think. And bring Bechet on. In fairness, Bechet is a good defensive option. I think we'll knock him back to a defensive wing back now. Just again, not bombing on quite so much. We may make a couple of tactical tweaks, I think, now as well. Schön to Shaloy. He's giving it away, unfortunately. Here's Niang. Oh, he's got a lot of pace about him. And, oh, he's given away a penalty. Ketchkesh, what are you doing, man? Oh, all that hard work. Penalty review? What for? Absolutely hacked him down. Come on, Gulaci. Let's see what you can do. Yellow card for Ketchkesh. He saved it. Oh, but the follow-up goes in. Oh, no. What a shame that is. Great save by Gulaci, but the striker reacts quicker than any of our defenders do and tucks in the rebound before Gulaci can recover. Okay, so what other changes do we need to think about making? Hungary having a stinker at left back. Maybe we'll bring Kadar on for him. Kleinheisler as well, a 6.2. Yeah, that's not good enough. You're coming off, mate. I think we will bring Tamash Kish on there and maybe swap those two around. Okay, 15 minutes to go. I think if we can hold on for a draw here, we're not doing too bad, but oh, don't like the look of this. Corner to Senegal. Get rid, get rid. Oh, okay. Let's demand a bit more. Come on, boys. 5 minutes to go. There's Orban. Don't do anything daft. Sobosloy out to Tamashkish. Fresh on. Good run from him. Oh, that's poor, though. Not a great ball into the box. Let's win this. Come on. Nodge. Anovo loses the ball. Come on. Besher. Anovo. Big, long, lumpy ball. Keeper's way out of position here. If we can get the ball. Go on, son. Sobosloy. Oh, what have you done? Good cross, but no one was there. Sabot Schön. Oh, no. Don't let this be a highlight for them. Anovo, great defensive covering work there. Sobosloy was never going to score from that angle, was he? Would have been a miracle if he had. But I think we'll take that. A 1-1 draw in our first game against a team ranked a lot higher in the world than us. Good start. So now we've made it through to the next game where we are playing Brazil. Similar sort of formation, but a much more of a defensive mentality to it. So neither of the fullbacks bombing on too much. A deeper defensive line, a little bit less pressing. So just a bit more of a cautious approach all round. I think we're going to need that against Brazil. A couple of changes we've had to make to the team today. Onovo hadn't recovered his condition very well. So as discussed previously, Adam Nodge drops into that holding midfield role and Zolt Kalmar comes into the team. At left back, we have Kadar today. Unfortunately, Sylvester Hanger also condition not great. So Kadar will come in. He's a very, very good sort of solid fullback anyway. So probably would be a little bit better suited to today's game. One thing that has been noted by a couple of people, and it's something I can't seem to do much about, is the tactical familiarity. Of course, one of the problems you have with international management is you don't actually get any training time with the team, even when you're on an international tournament like the World Cup or the Euros. So, I mean, obviously that's not realistic. We've all seen pictures of international teams training. And that's the one thing I would really like to be able to work on. Not too concerned about trying to develop the players or something. That's what happens at their clubs. But just getting them to work on the tactical familiarity would be helpful. But there we are. We have to deal the cards we're dealt, and that's not in the game. So anyway, let's get into the game, see how we do against Brazil. So we're lining up for the anthems, and the game is underway. So I'm expecting a very, very tough day today, as we've seen in some previous tournaments and other competitions. We don't always fare very well against the very best teams. Brazil are missing Neymar for this tournament. I can only assume he's injured. Good claim there by Gulaci. But they've still got lots and lots of quality throughout their team. So, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned that we're going to be on the end of a cricket score today, but we'll see. Here's Coutinho, Militao overlapping on the right. And there's the first goal. Vinicius Jr. in the 4th minute, and we're a goal down already. So, the best laid plans and all that. My slightly deeper defensive line, a bit less pressing, seems to have worked no miracles whatsoever. A bit of a tactical rethink may be needed as the game goes on. I think, obviously, if we don't get absolutely hammered, it's not the end of the world if we lose this game. In the first game out, Brazil beat Japan 2-0. And obviously we got our draw with Senegal. So assuming Senegal are going to do something against Japan today. Oh, goodness me. Is he giving away a penalty there? I think he has. yeah, going into that last game against Japan, we might just still have something to play for. I mean, it would be helpful if they could draw, I guess, with the in the Japan Senegal game. That would be helpful. Then if we beat Japan and Brazil beat Senegal, I think that would be enough to put us through. Oh, Gulachi, you should have saved that, man. It wasn't the greatest penalty in the world, and you went the right way. Okay, 2-0 down. We haven't had a single shot yet. Oh, Nego again, moaning about being injured. There's nothing wrong with him. Come on, man. Bruised shin? Don't be such a baby. You're playing in the World Cup against Brazil. Okay, let's clear this, shall we? Good save, was that? No, hit the bar. Okay. So, 2-0 at half-time. Like I say, that's not the end of the world. We haven't had a single shot, mind, so not much for the Hungarian fans to cheer. I don't think that's a bad shout. Nothing to lose. Give it your best shot. So I think maybe if it stays 2-0 with sort of 20 minutes to go, we might switch it up and see if we can do something a little bit more interesting from an attacking point of view. Of course, we've got to get that far first, which we don't look like doing. There's Gabriel Barbosa, Artur, Casemiro. Goodness me, it's just great players everywhere. Oh, even Firmino scoring against us. Jeez, come on, man. Okay, that's 3-0. Kleinheisler looks thoroughly depressed, and so he should. He's on a 6.3. He only had a 6.2 in the last game. He's supposed to be one of our better players. Again, thumping here, aren't we? Look at this, 16 shots on goal. So Ketchkesh is a yellow card away. Well, that's because he got a yellow card in the last game. We're not going to take him off for that. Nego is now injured. Hopefully that's something a little bit more serious than just that bruised knee he was moaning about a minute ago. Kleinheisler again, you got to come off, man. You're having an absolute stinker. Do I even trust you in the last game? That's the question. Good challenge there. That is not a penalty, Vinicius, you cheeky little so-and-so. I don't think we're going to switch it up too much, but let's just try and push forward a little bit more. Come on, let's see if we can give the Hungarian fans a goal or something at least to cheer. Anybody else that should come off? I mean, Nudge has not had a good game either. Let's give Novo a little bit of time. His condition's not that bad that he can't play the last 10 minutes or so. Not much happening now, though. Oh, free kick here for Brazil. Gerson to take. Oh, my goodness me. That was going wide. What happened there? Kadar nods it into his own net. Oh, dearie me. We don't want to be conceding goals like that. Look, Marquinhos' shot's going well wide. Smashes Kadar on the head and goes straight in the back of the net. Awful. So about Schern is pulling a 5.9 up front. In fairness, he's not getting a lot of service, but how many subs have we got in this tournament? Can I take him off and give Nikolic a little run? I can't, no, only 3 subs. Okay. Well, this has been a bit of a humbling defeat, this one. 4-0. We lost 4-0 to Italy recently, and now we've lost 4-0 to Brazil. Well, this is a little bit unusual. Bang smack in the middle of the World Cup, we have the draw for the European Championships. I guess it's just because the World Cup in Qatar is taking place at a funny time of year. But let's go and take a look at that draw. We are seeded 3rd, so let's rattle through some of the bottom teams. Let's see which group we're going to end up in. Nothing too frightening here as yet. So we are in with Cyprus and Liechtenstein, which are 2 games you'd be expecting us to win, home and away. Who else are we going to end up with? Turkey again. We seem to always come up against Turkey. They're a team that we've done okay against in the past. What do you think? We had a couple of draws with them in the Nations League previously. And who are the big boys in our group? Belgium? Oh, no. Okay, so that's the draw for the European Championships. Belgium, Cyprus, Liechtenstein and Turkey. Interesting. Well, as you can see here, in the other game in our group, on the same day that we got battered by Brazil, Japan did indeed draw with Senegal. So Brazil are already qualified from the group with 6 points from their 2 games. Senegal have had 2 draws, so sit on 2 points. And us and Japan are on 1 point each. So basically going into the last game of the group, if Brazil can beat Senegal, all we have to do is beat Japan. Easier said than done, I guess, but in a way, you know, it's kind of on us. I can't see Senegal beating Brazil. So even if they get a draw, for example, a win for us against Japan would see us through to the next round. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Bit of a mixed bag. A great result against Senegal, I think. Brazil, not quite so much. But World Cup football is not easy, is it? If you have enjoyed it, please drop a like on there for me. And if you've got any comments about this episode or the series as a whole, I would love to see them below. Of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. We've got the Greeno tour running as well, where I'm currently with Sterling Albion, and a lot of other stuff in the back catalogue for you to enjoy. Well, it just remains for me to thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode for that crucial game against Japan. Hojra Magyarok! Viszlát!